He's a miracle working God. Oh yeah. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. Hey, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
Forget that thing about no sex without marriage. Honestly, I know of marriages that broke down, completely broke down, destroyed because there was no sex before the marriage. There are people who are not compatible in making love. After marriage, you now find out that this man or this woman can't even do anything sexually right by you. For instance, there are men who just want wang bam, thank you man kind of love making or kind of sex. It's not love making. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, depending on your time. Good whatever it is at your location right now. Okay, of course, this is Harry Agena, and it's time for Sunday medicine and Harry Agena's praise worship. Or let me put it differently. It's time for Harry Agena's praise worship, and of course with the Sunday medicine. And if you didn't know, Sunday medicine is where I give less privileged in terms of being open-minded, okay, to do the right thing in Christianity. So I use the phrase, I don't want to insult anybody, so I say less privileged people in terms of open-mindedness to actually think about what is right in Christianity, okay? Today I am going to give you one that is very interesting, very sensitive, I must confess, very sensitive subject matter, very interesting, and that's part of those my radical nature, okay, that my open-minded nature. Like I say, I'm more spiritual than religious, that's a fact, okay, and with my spirituality comes, even though I did not study philosophy in school, I studied all branches of communication, but definitely not philosophy. I didn't study philosophy. So I am philosophical without being a philosopher. All right, so here's what I'm talking about now for today's edition. Sex before marriage. Very sensitive, like I told you, isn't it? Very sensitive. Okay? Sex before marriage. To be or not to be. And I have a very moderate response for this. Yeah? And by the way, my perspective is coming what I call culture religious perspective. In other words, it has to do with the culture of Africa as well as religion, okay? Christian religion specifically, okay? So anyway, the point here is it right to have sex with your spouse to be or with your girlfriend? This is one of those night times to kind of give people what I see as common sense opinions on things like that, especially something this sensitive like sex. You know, sex, once we say sex, everybody's antenna flies up, okay? For some people it's don't talk about it, no, especially in Christianity. No, you're not supposed to talk about this or that. It's not true. That's wrong. That's one of my tidbits in Christianity. So I'm saying it has good and it has bad sides. That's what my opinion, my general opinion is about whether or not you have sex before marriage. Okay, let's talk about the second portion of this vlog. I'm going to, after giving you this sensitive thing that I want to talk about, then I'm going to close it up with one of my Sunday medicine songs for today. Okay, very interesting one, by the way. Oh, by the way, this is supposed to be my worship time, and I'm not even wearing the icon of Christianity, my icon of Christianity. Look at it. Yeah, because I should always have it on. This is a symbol of Jesus Christ, so representing Jesus Christ and his work on earth. Okay, so yes, sorry to have forgotten it for a while. Okay, I always wear it when I do my thing. All right, or one of them, either this one or any other one. Okay, it's good on the one hand, okay, morally speaking, okay, and being in terms of decency, so-called decency, because actually decency depends on who's defining it. Everybody has their own definition of decency. Yes, it's okay to be a virgin, or we are kind of taught or encouraged, especially women, of course, to be a virgin, before you get married. Is it right? Let me tell you the negative aspect of it, okay? Because morally speaking, it's okay that somebody preserves herself and not be wild, okay? I'm going to pretend not being Harry again, and so certain words I use are words that the general public, Christian public would like to hear. Not exactly how I feel it, but I'm going to now modify some of them in terms of what I really think, common sense and philosophical thinking and spirituality. Okay, so to me, Harry Agena, sometimes it's not good, despite the moral side of it, that is adjudged to be great. Okay, it's adjudged to be great. Now, despite that, sometimes it is terrible. I know of marriages, I repeat, I know of marriages that completely broke down, destroyed, because there was no sex before the marriage. And let me tell you the point I'm bringing up. You need to have sex with somebody that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. I'm being blunt now. Forget about trying to be a decent guy or trying to be morally correct. No, I'm not trying to be morally correct now, because even that moral correctness depends on who is defining, like I said. So I'm not even going to try to be morally correct. I am being practically correct, okay? And what we got naturally correct, which is there are people who are not compatible in making love, okay? And it means a lot to be, because if not, and you get married, now that issue of till death do us part comes into play again for people who really belong, who believe gung-ho in it. Okay, I don't believe in till death do us part. When it becomes impossible for the partnership to work, it needs to be broken down. It needs to be cut off. So my point is, no, it's not very good, because after marriage, you now find out that this man or this woman can't even do anything sexually right by you. In other words, whichever way he or she believes, whatever she believes or whatever he believes in sex or love making, because there's a difference, mind you. There's a difference between having sex and making love. Sex is that, a dog can have sex very easily. Yam, 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 bam, wham, bam, thank you, man. Okay, a dog can do that. It's a different thing when you talk about love making. In other words, where spirituality even comes into play, where you fall for that person. This person turns you on, and you turn him or her on, and you are, in other words, you are romantically compatible. Okay, then you know from the beginning, if you have sex or if you make love before the marriage, you will know whether it's going to happen, it's going to work out between you and this person or not. Because remember, for almost everybody out there, there is a compatible partner for you in whatever aspect you're talking about. For instance, there are men who just want a wang bang, thank you man kind of love making or kind of sex. It's not love making. And and there are women who are also that way. Okay, nymphos, for instance, they just want the direct sex immediately, bang bang. Look, like I said, whang bang, thank you, ma'am, type of people. It exists in men and women. Okay, so the question is, how do you find out if your partner, your soon-to-be partner, if you are compatible in that sense with him or her? How do you find out? And then you find out, because like I said, I have seen marriages or relationships that broke down because eventually the guy or the lady finds out that the partner is terrible in bed for her own style. Because I said it's not about who is good or who is bad sometimes. It's about what I like. Do you like it? Do you hate certain things I hate? Because there are people who love certain things I hate. Okay, for instance, I don't believe in wham bam, thank you, ma'am, for instance, and then I marry a woman who, that's all she wants. She doesn't. There's no spirituality in it. There is no sense of romance. There is no, in other words, I don't want it so quick. And here is my partner who is the opposite. Do you think that marriage is going to continue between us? Hell doggone no, it ain't gonna happen. I may try for some time. I may, not me. Don't personalize this, by the way. Anybody, whoever, may try for some time to kind of condone it, kind of deal with this, what he or she sees as not good for her or him. For this relationship to last, so to come with that till death do us part. This is one of the punishments that some of the people who agree to the till death do us part actually suffer, because he or she stays in that marriage even though he or she is very, very sexually frustrated every day. He or she can be complaining to his friends or her friends, telling, my wife is just terrible, she can't satisfy me. And the lady is saying, my husband, now, wow, if I had known, I've not married this man. You see, what I just said in pidgin English, I translate to English, the grammar is, if I had known, I wouldn't touch this man or this woman with a long toe in terms of marriage. I wouldn't have married her, or I wouldn't have married him. Now I'm suffering. You see the point I'm making there? That is the point. That is the point. So yes, it is okay. Coming from that perspective, it is good that a couple test it out first, have sex first, make love first, however you define it. Mine, I define it as love making. If you define it as sex, that's fine too. Just make sure that you are compatible with the next person, with your spouse, before you go into it. You hear me? So yeah, the moral side is okay, but guess what? What you do is you moderate your life. If you really want to be that moral, if you know that you want to be moral, no problem with that. What you do is, if you want to be morally correct, all you do is be decent with it. Even when you try to make this love with anybody, make sure you do it decently. Make sure you are being, and in the meantime, for instance, protect yourself. Don't get don't get pregnant, for instance. Yes, those things are necessary. And be decent in your attitude towards the love or sex before marriage thing. Do it the correct way. Don't be one extreme or the other. Don't say no, I'll never touch, no. Or don't be somebody who now overdoes it. One way or the other, do it correctly. Be in the midpoint. That's my advice to you today. Okay? Forget that thing about no sex without marriage. Honestly, that's my final position. The thing called sex without marriage, I disagree with it. In other words, even though, unfortunately, there's always a but in many things, even though it also has the moral side, the moral reason for that. Okay? But I'm saying the practical reason is much more important than the moral thing, because too many people are regretting their marriage with their spouse because their sex life ain't working out at all. You don't want to. It's either you leave the marriage, which means you no longer believe in as a Christian, you no longer believe till death do us part, which is where I believe. Okay, I believe that till death do us part does not work. It's not good. Okay, so it's either you believe in it and then you foolishly stay in punishment for the rest of your marriage. Because one thing that anybody who wants to play games or want to lie to yourself, except there's a reason why you don't like sex or you don't like making love, it is one of those things that is very frustrating if you don't get it when you need it. That's a fact. You can play all kinds of games. Christ did not tell you not to be factual, not to be sincere to yourself, not to face the truth. Christ didn't tell you that. So if you say you are worshiping God through Christ, because like I tell everybody, I don't worship Christ, I worship God through Christ. Okay, so if you know that it's also your medium, and as a Christian, if you know that Christ is your medium to God as a Christian, please do it well, do it rightly. That's why I don't go to church. Okay, because a lot of people are thinking God, there is all hypocrisy, things that are not really right that are happening in some churches, especially the Pentecostal Christianity. Okay, so I don't want to go too far now, and if I've gone too far already. So let me now introduce to you supposed Donald Trump's music. Obviously, it was one of those what do you call it, technology or productions where Donald Trump, because like I said, I asked around when I saw that this Donald Trump music, I asked around to make sure that I'm not wrong, that he's not a musician. So how did he produce something so sweet and so good? So I made my investigations. If I am wrong, please correct me by telling me that that I'm wrong. But what I found out is that Donald Trump can't play jack. He doesn't have any ability to play the guitar or whatever else or sing. But here he is, okay? Donald Trump with one of my Sunday medicine praise worship songs. Enjoy it. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.
I will never stop praising him, never stop following him, and never stop telling the world how good my Jesus is.
I was lost, I was broken, searching for more, trying to fill the emptiness, but nothing restored. Chase the world, chase the moment, but still felt alone. Then you found me, Lord, and called me your own. You didn't just heal me, you made me brand new. Took my old life and covered it with you. Now I stand in your mercy, washed by your grace, forever redeemed in your warm embrace. Oh, I'm grateful to be born again. My past is gone, I am free from sin. No more shame, no more chains. Jesus, you have changed my name. I am loved, I belong. In your arms is where I'm strong. Oh, I'm grateful to be born again. No more fear, no more distance, I call you my own. You are my Father, I am never alone. You gave me purpose, a reason to shine, a hope for tomorrow, a love so divine. You didn't just heal me, you made me brand new. Took my old life and covered it with you. Now I stand in your mercy, you're my peace. Your love surrounds me, and it will never cease. I know my future, I know where I'll be. One day in glory, forever with thee.